Hello guys, be here with Scrappy Boy Stamps, and today we're gonna be making a super fun card using this time the stencil. We're gonna also be using the Summer Fling, this right here. Oh my gosh, I adore this stamp set, and as I mentioned before, the stencil as well. And we're also going to be using the 6x6 paper pack Summer Fling. I thought that this paper right here, it's kind of neutral, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I want to do here is explain a little bit how the stencil works. So here you have the full stencil, and this part right here is the top and bottom that would go like the wall behind the mirror, and then you have your mirror, which is these three right here. Then you have these kind of a vertical stripes, and those are like the shine of the mirror. And then don't worry about this piece because Sean is so amazing that he actually made it so you can align it with the glass. Then you have the bar, and the stencil doesn't come with a floor, but it's very easy to make the floor, and that's one of the things we're going to be doing today. So here I'm showing you the distress oxide that I'm going to be using, the tea dye for the floor, and then tumble glass for my mirror. And I think the darkest one, it's going to be the darkest blue. Then I have the other two colors as well. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. And for this part, I like tilting my paper like that. And then I'm just here positioning my stencil where I want my mirror to be. I'm gonna go ahead and speed it through this part, and I'll see you at the end. Here you are maybe noticing that I am adding some paper on those holes right there, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't go over with my ink and my brush. Sometimes I get too excited and I go all over the place, and I didn't want that to happen, so I'm just covering the holes here. You can do that too if you think that it would be beneficial for you. And here I'm using tumble glass for the main mirror. So this is how the mirror looks like, and now I'm gonna go ahead with the same stencil and align my I guess the shine part of the mirror, so it's not so flat and it has a little bit of a dimension. For this part, I'm gonna be using Salty Ocean. And this is how the mirror is looking like. And now we're gonna go ahead and do the wall behind it. So I'm just going to align my strip, my wall to the top and bottom. And for this one, I am also adding my masking paper here, because I want to make sure that my wall looks perfect. And for my wall, I'm using Victorian Velvet because I think it matches really well with the background paper that I'm going to use. One is done, and then I'm just gonna flip over my stencil and do the same at the bottom part of the wall. And this is how it's looking like. And now we're gonna create our floor, and I am going to use the same stencil to create that floor. So I am just aligning here where I want my floor to be, and then I'm gonna use some of the dye distress oxide for my floor. And this is how my floor looks like, and now we're gonna go ahead and do the bar, and for this I am using hickory smoke, but you'll notice that as I am adding my ink, it's not dark enough as I wanted, so I changed it to black soot instead. And this is how it looks like so far. But then I thought that my wall was way too white, and I wanted to give it kind of like a vintage look. So for this part, I'm gonna be using antique linen distress ink, and again with my stencil I'm gonna use it as a guide like so, to make sure that I don't go to that space that we already inked. And when I remove my stencil, this is how it looks like, and I love it. So here I decided to stamp my sentiment on the mirror, Dirty Dancing All Over Boy, because it reminds me of this part of the movie. Here I have him and her. I'm gonna go ahead and use my outline die to cut them out of my cardstock and be back and show you. Here are my images. Let's go ahead and put everything together. Here's my card base. I have chosen an off-white color cardstock. I think it goes well with all the colors that I'm using. And this is how my card turned out. I absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.